Hi students, this is MJ Kishore, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Kallam Harnath Reddy Institute of Technology, Environment Engineering 1, second day BTech, second semester, R19 regulation, as per JNTU Kakinada, lecture 2. In this lecture, we are going to see what is environmental engineering and what is the role of environmental engineering. So what is environmental engineering? So environmental engineering is the integration of science and engineering principles to improve the natural environment to provide healthy water, air and land for human habitation and for other organisms and to remediate pollution sites, nothing but to remove or decrease the pollution sites. So here in the environmental engineering we are going to see how we are going to take healthy water, air and the land which we are going to live. So present environmental and human existence. So we are having the five essentials of human existence. They are air, water, food, heat and light. The contaminants of these elements may cause health hazards. Similarly, environmental engineering, uh, for environmental engineering, these are the five main elements where we are going to discuss related to all these five elements. So, objectives of protected water supply to supply safe and wholesome water to consumers. So, finally, these are the objectives for environmental engineering we can say. So, for protected water supply, first one is supply water and wholesome water to customers, to supply water in sufficient quantities, to supply water at convenient points and timings, to supply water at a reasonable cost to the user, to encourage personal and household cleanliness of the user. So main all these five nothing but are the objectives for protected water supply. So we are going to supply the water, but the water should be protected by this all five elements we can say. These are the objectives. So in the next slide, I'm going to play video where the video is going to say how the civilization started and how we are going to use the water. Similarly, what will happen if the population is going to increase and how the environmental engineer will save our earth. So with explanation, the video is present. So see the video and listen the audio also. I'm going to post a video with audio. Listen carefully so that you can understand how the civilizations have started and how the environmental engineer is going to save our earth planet.
Ever since the dawn of civilization, access to clean water and the removal of human waste has been a priority for humans. Now, with the exponential growth in population and advancements of technology, so have our needs. Well, what needs? Well, just about everything we need to survive. From water, waste removal, pollution control, food, building regulations, public health, clean energy, the list is endless. And it's down to the environmental engineers to ensure our needs are met, all whilst protecting our planet for future generations. This means looking into the future. If the population of London doubles, will everyone still have access to all these resources? That's not to mention every day someone is talking about rising CO2 levels, and rightfully so. We only have one planet, and the way things are going, we definitely need to make some changes. If we continue producing energy with our old fossil fuels, in other words, burning dead dinosaurs to produce electricity, what's going to happen to our planet? So you're probably thinking, yes, environmental engineers look at renewable energy solutions, like wind, solar and hydroelectric power. But it's not all about that. Allow me to explain. Let's look at solar power. It's something we all know quite well. The main part of a solar panel is silicon. This is what allows the panels to convert the sun's energy into electricity. Now, to do this, we need to start with a rock-like substance, like quartz, also known as silicon dioxide. This needs to be purified to create pure silicon and CO2, which is done by heating it up to nearly 2,000 degrees. Can you imagine the amount of energy needed to melt rock? Yes, rock! And it is this silicon that is put into our solar panels with the help of mechanical and electrical engineers. So hang on a second, where do environmental engineers fit into this? Well, hold on to that thought. Now for wind turbines, aside from the main turbine itself, which is designed again by mechanical and electrical engineers, there's also the foundations to think about, which is made from concrete and reinforcement to hold the structure in place, which of course is designed by civil and structural engineers. But here's a fact you might not know. The production of cement, the main material to make concrete, is responsible for around 7% of annual carbon emissions. Oh, and not to forget hydroelectric dams, the amount of concrete needed for them. Have you seen the size of those things? So enough with all these different engineers. What about environmental? Well, you can probably notice a bit of a trend with creating these renewable energy sources, and the energy they require. And this is where something called a payback period comes in. Think about it this way. Coal and gas power stations are churning out emissions every day. And although solar, wind and hydro produce enormous amounts before operation, once operating, nearly nothing. But imagine if that solar panel only lasted 5 years. The negative implications of this could be worse than a coal-powered station. And this is how environmental engineers look at the planet, holistically, like plastic bottles. It's not really about the one bottle that produces 82.8 grams of CO2 when manufactured. It's the fact that us humans buy over 1 million of them every single minute. To make that worse, aluminium cans, that's close to 1,300 grams of CO2 per can. The same as a car driving around for 5 miles. That's just mind-blowing to think. So for environmental engineers, they need to look at making the most out of these materials. For example, if you were to recycle this aluminium can, this could save 95% of the energy needed to make this metal again. You can see why environmental engineers are so keen on improving recycling techniques. They're always looking into what's causing problems to our Earth and where our efforts should be focused. Sometimes the problems are huge, like the BP oil spill. Engineers here look at all different biological species and the chemistry of the ocean and how it's been impacted. Or Chernobyl, and assessing whether it's safe to actually live in such an ecologically destroyed area. If you want to know more about this, we've done a great video on nuclear engineering. And it really isn't an AVIA video without mentioning how they help the government. Think BREEAM, a body that assesses how sustainable a building is, from how it was constructed, how it operates, what demolition would look like, can some of these materials be reused when we no longer want this building in place? I mean, things do go out of fashion, even buildings. So working very closely with civil engineers to get sustainability designed in from the core is critical. And really, that's what it boils down to. Environmental engineers tend not to work alone, whether it's working on renewable energy with other engineers or deforestation with scientists. They work to figure out the problem together. Environmental engineers truly understand that infinite growth on a finite planet is impossible, and are doing everything they can to make sure that we have a lovely green planet to live on for many, many more years to come.
Next lecture will be on protected water supply and waterborne diseases. So how we are going to protect the water supply and what are the waterborne diseases with explanation we are going to see in the next lecture. For any queries, you can ask me in the Google Classroom itself. Okay, thank you.